everyone! Thanks for tuning in for another video from Marks and Parks with Brennan. I've been looking forward to this part of our adventure for months. Here in Arizona to explore the Grand Canyon. Come on! Our drive from Panguitch, Utah to Williams, Arizona was great. We loved seeing the different landscapes provided by the state of Utah. Mom kept taking video clips while we were driving, and she went on and on about the beauty. Shortly after entering Arizona, we crossed Glen Canyon Dam. We didn't even know we would be seeing it, but it's the second highest concrete arch dam in the U.S., second only to the Hoover Dam. It was pretty cool. We also drove through an area with signs for Horseshoe Bend, but we didn't stop because this was one of our long travel days. After we realized what we had passed up, Mom and Dad regretted not taking a few minutes to get some pictures. I guess that's something we'll have to see next time. When we arrived at our campground in Williams, Arizona, we immediately noticed that it was beside a train track. Mom makes our reservations, so she said, "Oh, I guess that's why it's named Railside RV." Dad laughed and said, "You're probably right. I wonder if we'll hear trains all night." The campground turned out to be one that we really liked, and the trains did not keep us up all night. The really cool thing was that the Grand Canyon train came right by our campground each day. You've probably heard of the famous Route 66. Well, we were really excited to discover that Williams, Arizona is right on that route. On one of our evenings, we celebrated Dad's birthday by eating at a restaurant called Kicks on Route 66. It was really good. After dinner, we took a drive through the town to see the neon lights. It reminded me of the Cars movie. Our next day was the day I had been waiting for. We were headed to the Grand Canyon. Even though Williams, Arizona is known as the gateway to the Grand Canyon, we still had about an hour drive. We decided to use our Gypsy tour guide app instead of taking the shuttle this time. Our tour began at the visitor center where we watched the video presentation and picked up my Junior Ranger packet. Afterward, it was a short walk out to the south rim at Mather Point. Wow, the view was breathtaking. This national park was proclaimed first as a national monument in 1908 by President Theodore Roosevelt. But in 1919, Congress established it as the Grand Canyon National Park, making it our country's 17th national park. That means that this year, 2019, was the centennial celebration. It's been a national park for 100 years. As we looked down over this enormous, beautiful beautifully colored canyon, it was hard to believe that the first explorers thought of it as an area with hardly any value. They referred to it as an obstacle to avoid. It's hard to believe, but this canyon, which is about a mile deep, 277 miles long, and about 18 miles wide, was carved mainly by the Colorado River. I told you about weathering and erosion in the videos from Utah. Well, the Grand Canyon is another perfect example of that. The tiny rocks are like sandpaper moving along with the river and carving away at the land. The canyon ranges in elevation from 8,000 feet to less than 2,000 feet above sea level. It includes several different habitats like the forest, desert, and river. That means it's home to many different plants and animals. Do you remember the California condor I told you about in our video from Zion? Well, there are some living in the Grand Canyon too. I'm not positive, but I think I may have seen one soaring over a cliff when we stopped at Grand View Point. There were 11 Native American tribes who made the Grand Canyon their home. They farmed, hunted, and gathered there. We stopped to explore the Tucson Museum. It had colorful jewelry and beautiful artifacts from the different tribes who made the canyon their home. I was amazed at the turquoise and silver jewelry as well as the designs on the baskets they made. They even used twigs to create figures that looked like animals. While we were there, we also saw the ruins of a small Puebloan village. It's always interesting to get an up-close look at history. It really helps me understand better. Even though it was no longer complete, I was able to see the size of the rooms and picture the families living there. As we made our way to the Desert View Watchtower, we stopped at several viewpoints to see the canyon from different views. There were new things to see at each stop. One of the viewpoints is called Duck Rock. You can probably guess how it got the name. We made it to the Desert View Watchtower where we saw Native Americans selling their handmade items. It still amazes me how they weave the baskets together. We walked up to the second level of the watchtower for our final view of the day. That was as high as they would allow people to go. It was another awesome view. As we were leaving, we noticed some petroglyphs that were included in the construction of the watchtower. Mary Coulter had those brought from Ash Fork, Arizona, when the tower was built. But today, I'm not sure if that would be allowed. We browsed the gift shop and stopped by the coffee shop for a treat. Guess what Mom got? Yep, ice cream. After finishing the treat, we made our way back to the visitor center where we started the day. I gave the ranger my work, took the pledge, and received my badge. As we left the park, we saw several elk. Some were lying in the grass relaxing. Others were standing in the road blocking traffic. We even saw a bull elk chasing a cow, which, by the way, is the female elk. We always enjoy seeing wildlife. Our day at the Grand Canyon was, well, grand. Thanks for watching today. Remember to subscribe and click the notifications bell. Our next stop is Sedona, Arizona. See you there.